You know that feeling when you see a deal online that's just so good it has to be fake? Like a massive 8 terabyte portable SSD for a price that makes no sense? Well, today we're going to click buy on that deal so you don't have to. We're going on a little digital detective mission to unmask a scam that could be hiding in plain sight on your favorite online stores.
So, it all starts with the bait, right? You're scrolling on some big retail website, and there it is, an ad for a super fast, super high capacity portable SSD. The price is just incredible. The photos look legit, and the promises, they are huge. This is exactly where the trap is set.
And right away, here's our first giant clue that something is seriously wrong. On the left, you've got the ad, this slick, rugged-looking drive that looks a lot like a premium SanDisk model. And on the right, yeah, that's what actually showed up in the mail. The difference is, well, it's night and day. It's a classic bait and switch.
But let's look closer at what they were promising. The ad brags about massive storage space and, more importantly, speeds up to 520 megabytes per second. Now that number is really specific. It's not random. That's the kind of speed you'd expect from a real, high-quality external SSD. They're using these details to make you think you've stumbled upon the deal of a century.
Okay, so with the package in hand, the case against this drive starts building fast. I mean, before we even think about plugging this thing in, the red flags are just flying all over the place. Let's dig into the physical evidence.
The design comparison here is just damning. The ad is clearly, shamelessly ripping off the famous SanDisk Extreme drive, right down to its signature red ring. But what we got is this cheap, generic black plastic box. And the best part? They slapped a crooked, fake Lenovo logo on it, a company that doesn't even make a drive that looks anything like this.
And here it is up close. I mean, just look at it. It feels light, it feels flimsy. Honestly, it feels like a toy. There are no cooling vents like in the ad, no rugged features. This isn't the premium device we were promised. It's just an empty, counterfeit shell.
So let's just recap the physical evidence we have so far. It came in a generic box, there's no serial number anywhere, no warranty info, and the thing itself feels like it's going to break if you squeeze it too hard. All signs point to this being a total fake. But the real proof is what happens when we plug it in.
The sellers promised us these blazing fast SSD-level speeds. So our first technical test is pretty simple. Does this thing actually perform like an SSD? We're about to find out if there's a real engine under this fake hood.
To figure this out, we're using a fantastic free tool that anyone can download. It's called Crystal Disk Mark. Basically, it measures the read and write speeds of a storage device, and it gives us cold, hard numbers we can compare to the seller's claims. So, let's see what it found.
And wow, this chart just says it all, doesn't it? That tall blue bar on the left, that's the 520 megabytes per second they promised us. And that tiny little red sliver next to it, that's the actual speed we measured, a measly 15 megabytes per second. The gap isn't just big, it's a canyon.
To put that in perspective, this drive is almost 30 times slower than they advertised. In fact, it's actually slower than most basic USB thumb drives you can buy for a few bucks. This isn't an SSD, it's not even a decent flash drive. The speed claim was a complete and total lie.
Okay, so the speed is a fraud. We've totally established that. But what about the main event? The whole reason anyone would buy this thing, the massive storage capacity. This is where the scam goes from just being simple false advertising to something way more dangerous. It's a trap designed to destroy your data. This is the million-dollar question, right? Even if it's slow as molasses, if it's still an 8 terabyte drive, maybe it's useful for something, like just storing archives. To answer that, we need a very specific kind of tool.
Our next tool is called Valley Drive, and it was literally built for one job, to spot fake storage. So, when we first plug in the drive, you can see our computer thinks it's huge. It reports a claimed size of 8.39 terabytes. But Valley Drive's job is to go through and check if that space is actually real.
And here's the shocking truth. After running its test, Valley Drive found the real, usable capacity. And it's not 8 terabytes. It's not even 1 terabyte. It's less than 44 gigabytes.
This right here, this is the smoking gun. This entire grid represents the advertised 8 terabytes. Every little green square is a block of real working storage. And all that red, all of it, that's what Valley Drive calls no storage. It's ghost space. It literally does not exist.
Just to be absolutely certain, we ran another tool called H2TestW.
It works a little differently. It fills the drive with files and then tries to read them all back. And the results are just as brutal. It confirms that the first 49 gigs or so are fine, but after that, you get this terrifying message: data lost. Any file you copy past that tiny real limit, it's just gone forever.
So, how in the world does this work? How can a drive lie so convincingly to your computer? And why is it designed to be so destructive? Let's peel back the curtain and look at the scammer's playbook, step by step.
It's a wickedly clever trap. First, that impossible price gets you hooked. Second, the scammers hack the drive's firmware, its basic brain, to lie to your computer about its size. Third, it works perfectly at the beginning. For the first 50 gigs, you're copying files and everything seems fine, which gives you a false sense of security. But here's the evil part. Once you pass that real limit, the drive just pretends to save new files. It might overwrite old data, or it might just throw your new files into a black hole. It's a digital time bomb. You won't realize your precious family photos or important work documents are gone for weeks, maybe even months. And by then, the 30-day return window is long gone and the seller has vanished with your money.
Okay, so now that you know how this nasty scam works, how do you protect yourself from it? The good news is, you absolutely can. With just a little bit of knowledge and a couple of free tools, you can easily spot this trap and test any drive you buy.
First, let's talk about the red flags to watch for before you even hit the buy button. If the price is just way too good to be true for the amount of storage, be suspicious. If the product photos look like they were just grabbed from a major brand's website, that's a huge warning. Always check the seller's reviews. If they have very few or none, it's a gamble. And finally, just be wary of weird, unbranded products or names you've never heard of.
And if you do buy a drive, or if you're just feeling a little paranoid about one you already own, here are your essential tools. They are all free. Use Crystal Disk Mark to check the speed. Use Valley Drive for a super fast and easy check of the real capacity. And if you want to be extra thorough, use H2 Test W to do a deep dive and verify every single part of the drive. The key is to run these tests as soon as you get a new drive, while you're still in that return window.
And that brings us to our last thought here. We found this drive, with its fake branding, its fake speeds, and its almost completely fake capacity, for sale on a huge mainstream online marketplace. It really makes you wonder, if a scam this obvious, this easy to expose, can operate so openly, what other more subtle digital deceptions are we all falling for every single day without even knowing it? Something to think about. Stay skeptical out there.